I'd like to welcome everybody to our Wednesday voting meeting. We will start with our call to order, pledge, and our moment of silence.
I understand that we might have some guest pledge leaders. Maybe there was a change from some illness. So if anybody who's going to be helping with the pledge could come forward, and maybe Mrs. Earp, you could help them with the microphone. And since I might have different names on the screen, if you could take a minute to introduce yourself and then lead us in the pledge. So tell us your name.
I'm Piper Johnson.
Welcome, Piper. Thanks for being here.
I'm Noah Hayes. I'm in 6th grade.
Thanks for being here, Noah.
I'm Julia Hayes.
Thanks for being here, Julia. Let's have everybody stand and they can lead us in the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Faust, when you're ready, go ahead.
Mr. Brookhart. Dr. Faulkner.
Here.
Mr. Garman.
Here.
Dr. Green.
Here.
Mr. Gregg.
Here.
Mr. Hoffman.
Here.
Mr. Reichard.
Here.
Mr. Umbriak.
Here.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Here. 1.3 minutes, February 5th, 2025, Committee of the Whole meeting. The board will take action to approve the meeting minutes from the February 5th, 2025, Committee of the Whole meeting as presented.
Second.
Dr. Faulkner.
Yes.
Mr. Garman.
Yes.
Dr. Green.
Yes.
Mr. Gregg.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard.
Yes.
Mr. Umbriak.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. 1.4 minutes from the February 12th, 2025 regular board meeting. Board will take action to approve the meeting minutes from the February 12th, 2025 regular board meeting as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Garman.
Yes.
Dr. Green.
Yes.
Mr. Gregg.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard.
Yes.
Mr. Umbriak.
Yes.
Dr. Faulkner.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. That will move us to board administrative announcements and board recognition. Dr. Need.
We're excited to have 3 groups with us this evening. The first group we're going to recognize is our middle school drama club. They're under the direction of Miss Samados and Mr. Lombardo. So if you are here as a part of the drama club, please feel free to come on forward. And I know we have a video to watch, so we can start with the video, and then if any of our drama club members have some other things to share.
Disgraceful, that's what it is. Let her do the job herself. I quit.
Demeter, go ahead. Say hello.
Read the visa. You suggested it. It was your idea. Zeus sent you to straighten things out. Well, it so happens I do have an idea. If it is agreeable to all of you, anything is agreeable to me as long as Persephone returns to Earth and the dead remain in Hades.
But cannot grasp the glory of our strength. You gave the great Achilles the gifts of pride and power, but you cannot understand why he cast them away and laid down his life in a humble sacrifice. What could you know or understand of love?
I'm Cassandra in the play, Persephone. She thought that she could tell the future and nobody believed her, so she basically went insane and then she dated her best friend's dad. I'm Electra, and I murdered my mother to avenge my dad because he died in war and dated my best friend Cassandra.
I'm Karon, and I'm a grumpy old boatman who acts like they're 117.
I'm Cerberus, I'm a three-headed dog, and I howl a lot.
I'm Achilles, and I'm a Greek warrior.
I'm Demeter, and I'm a very protective mother.
I play Hermes, and I'm the messenger god.
I'm a muse, and I like tragedy.
I'm Polyxena, and I'm one of the dead people.
I'm Persephone, and I'm very energetic. I'm Helena Troy, and I'm the cause of the Trojan War.
I'm King Hector, one of the dead people, and all I'm doing is just nothing while I'm just laying on the floor there comfortably.
I am Eteocles, and like most figures in mythology, my family tree is a family wreath.
I'm Polydamas, and I get really upset if you wake me up.
I'm Icarus, and I flew too close to the sun.
I'm a muse, and I'm a Skippity Rizzler.
I'm also a muse, and I'm friends with the Skippity Rizzler. I like music. Bye.
Stop her. Look, her visitor's visa, signed by Zeus himself.
Upon this innocent child and drag her here against her will.
Oh.
Cruel? I'm not cruel. You said I had the power.
So you have, but power may be shown in mercy too. Do you know who this is? This is Achilles, the greatest of the heroes who died in Troy. He gave his own life to avenge the death of his friend.
I played a role as Hermes, and Hermes is Zeus's errand boy and loves the drama.
Hi, I'm Demeter, and I'm the mom of Persephone.
I'm Persephone, and I'm eternal youth. Ew.
I'm Achilles, and I love holding bones.
I'm Thyestes, and I'm a grumpy old cannibal.
I'm Charon, and I'm the old hippity hop that controls the fairy caustics.
I'm Eteocles, and Persephone stole my pillow, so she's gonna burn.
I'm Helen, and I'm an annoying dead person.
Hi, I'm Electra, and when I get woken up by Persephone, I get really upset and I never get any rest.
Hi, I'm Hades. I'm the person that decided to kidnap Persephone. And speaking of which, the meter 6 months are up, so it's time for me to go get her.
Share about our middle school drama. We're excited to share about our middle school drama group. Every year we challenge ourselves to do a play that's both fun and helps us grow as actors and crew members. We learn new things each time and always strive to do our best. Our performances are a chance for us to work together, be creative, and improve our skills.
Thank you.
This will be our 8th production since our group was founded, and we're so proud of how far we've come. Each play teaches us something new and helps us grow in different ways. We're so excited to take on new challenges and always create something special that brings our school community together.
One of the best things about our group is how we can share our ideas and be a part of the creative process. We work closely with our directors, bringing our inspiration to the table. This year, our play is called Persephone. It will bring new life to a classic Greek myth, and we can't wait for you to see it. The show will be from April 10th to the 12th, and we hope you'll join us to experience all the hard work and creativity we've put into it.
Thank you so much. I would certainly encourage board members, encourage community members that are watching to come and check out the play. Again, April 10th through the 12th in the middle school auditorium. Just huge shout out to Miss Samados, who's with us today. She is the leader of our middle school drama club and the founder of the middle school drama club. I think you said 8 years ago, so got things rolling there. And there's a lot of other middle school teachers that jump in and offer great support. Mr. Lombardo is certainly a key part of the drama club work and probably was behind that video if I had to experience his talents. So that was wonderful. But thank you all so much for being here. You are certainly welcome to stay with us for the duration of the meeting. You're also welcome to sneak out if you'd prefer to do that. But thank you so much for being with us, and we're excited for the play. Then the next group that we're going to recognize this evening is the FBLA, which stands for Future Business Leaders of America. They're under the direction of Mrs. Hughes at the high school. So I see that Mrs. Hughes is with us. I'll turn things over to you or to your students.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening. I'm glad most of us are wearing glasses after this. It looked really big on the computer screen. But I'm here to talk about FBLA, and FBLA stands for Future Business Leaders of America. So I've been advising this club for, maybe like 15 years. And it's a great club for students who are in business classes, and I have a lot that aren't in business classes, but they're interested in business and the community in general. So some of the goals are to develop leadership skills, to foster career preparation, promote community service, and then network with professionals. Why should students join FBLA? They get to compete in some competitive events at the state, local, and national level if they make that. If they make it that far, it starts at regional level. They do have access to resources and scholarship opportunities through Pennsylvania FBLA. They can attend workshops, and it's a great networking tool. So our regional leadership conference is held every year at Susquehanna University, and this always happens in December. So this year we took 54 students. Out of those 54, 36 kids placed in the top 6, and then 14 of those individuals qualified for the State Leadership Conference. The State Leadership Conference is in Hershey, beginning of April, so that's coming up. There's over 5,000 students who attend that from across Pennsylvania. While they're there, they get to go to, there's dozens of workshops that they can attend, leadership workshops, colleges, they can talk to different colleges, but there's a ton of how to write a resume, a job interview, anything like that. So the events that they can enter into, there's about 72 total events. Some kids want to go in teams, so something like broadcast journalism, business ethics, business plan, help desk. Some like to do individual events like a sales presentation, job interview, website design, and then some just like to take a test. Entrepreneurship, marketing, intro to business, business law, anything of that sort. So I listed there, I won't read those names, but those are the students that are attending states. And every year FBLA does a state project where we give money to a local charity or somewhere else. This year it was the American Red Cross. So our chapter always makes a donation. So again, and their slogan for the Red Cross is building bridges to success, paving the way with compassionate leaders. And if you squint enough, you can see the bottom photos. I put some of the kids while we're at Hershey competing because it's 2 or 3 very long days. Some of the kids start at 6:30 in the morning and they don't get done until about that time, but they have the opportunity to go to Hershey World. There's also a butterfly exhibit they can go to, so they do have a little bit of downtime that they can do that. And one thing that we didn't do this past year because somebody else in the community was doing this, but slated to do this next year again, is our club made cookies for veterans. So we teamed up with the Veterans Club here, and oh my goodness, it's a VFW. The VFW, and what they did is they said, okay, we have 90 veterans in area nursing homes. So the kids made cookies. We boxed them up, and the VFW, the representatives there take them. So our kids don't deliver them. Due to COVID, they still had COVID restrictions. But I'm hoping after 5 years that maybe next year that might be lifted. And then the kids also made blankets. So that was really appreciated by the residents in those nursing homes. Okay. So are there any questions for me before I have some girls get up here and tell you what they have done?
Thank you. And board members, you might also recognize Mrs. Hughes from coming and doing a presentation on our co-op experiences. So she is helping students in so many ways at the high school.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
kind
thank
of you to be out with us this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll have the girls come up.
Hi, my name is Hannah Hafer, and I'm a senior. I've done FBLA. Last year for FBLA. FBLA has been a great, and I'm going to be majoring.
I've been at FBLA for 2 years. My partner and I have tragedy or something going on. Last year we made it to states. We didn't play. But this year we're also going to
Hannah and Nora, thank you so much for being with us. Does anybody have a question for Hannah or for Nora or for Mrs. Hughes? Thank you, and I wish you all the best at States.
You want us to stay up here for NHS?
Oh, you can play double duty. That's great. Okay. So we'll move to the next recognition for the evening. Is we have we're recognizing the National Honor Society here at Danville High School, as well as the National Junior Honor Society at the middle school. Thank you to Mrs. Crick for being with us. She is our sponsor of the National Honor Society here at the high school. Dr. Warhotch leads that organization at the middle school and is unfortunately under the weather, but I think Mrs. Crick is going to hold down the fort for everyone. But we do have some high schoolers and middle schoolers with us to tell you a little bit about Honor Society.
So Nora and I are part of National Honor Secretaries.
And just so you know, Mr. Ryan back there is going to control the slides. So if you want to just say, next slide, he'll make that magically appear behind you.
Anderson is considered the founder and father of the National Principal of the Fifth Avenue High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Others presented the idea at the vision and an organization that also inspire young minds to lead, serve. 21. That group formally passed a resolution. Dr. Anderson's school was awarded the Honors Society's motto, oblige, a French phrase, ability obligates, or broader terms, it signifies that those of high school honorably, generously, and power of the NHS is the yellow rose.
The emblem of the National Honor Society. The emblem of this society is the keystone and the flaming torch. It bears at its base the letters C, cardinal principles of the organization. Scholarship, service, leadership, and care. As the keystone is placed by the builder to hold the perfect arch, so the structure of our education must be held firm. To bear forward the searching light of truth, to lead in our school a high ambition for the enduring values.
Scholarship. Scholarship goes reflects a commitment to lifelong learning. As NHS members, we strive not just for personal success, but service. Service is at the heart of NHS. Outreach programs and initiatives.
Leadership isn't just about holding a title or a position. It's about setting an example through our actions. NHS members lead by inspiring others, making ethical decisions. At our school, we work to create a character defines who we are when no one is watching. NHS members uphold honesty, respect, and integrity in everything we do. We strive to be role models, treating others with kindness and making choices that reflect our values. Strong character is the foundation for trust and success in our community.
Annual Senior High School 61 school year. Story goes that Joanne just our current 2024
NHS has been active in our school. Last year, we took over the Big Walkathon. The Walkathon has become a DHS tradition during homecoming week. Back in the Ironman Stadium, to raise money to support families experiencing pediatric cancer. This year, we added a Spirit Link competition. Classes at NHS donated change to buy Spirit Links. These Spirit chains could be hung. All donations were added to the Think Big funds. NHS also holds an angel families during the holiday season. The past 2 years, the NHS Angel coming up next month, NHS's past NHS President Olivia contacted us with the need. First period classes at DHS will be asked to collect donations. NHS members will coordinate the end of the collection period.
And the NHS impact doesn't end there. As you can see, they can be found
In the National Honor Society, we don't just strive for personal success. Through our commitment to scholarship service, NHS members positively impact whether it's mentoring younger students, organizing community service projects, or leading initiatives that bring people together. We take pride in making a difference. NHS isn't just an honor, it's a responsibility. We are proud to uphold it. Thank you.
Anna and Nora, thank you so much for being with us this evening, and certainly would invite board members to attend on the 27th. It really is a beautiful induction ceremony. And our final honorees this evening, or our final recognition this evening, is for our National Junior Honor Society members from the middle school. So I'll turn that over to all of you. And you can even hold that up if you want to speak while standing, or sit down. Either way works.
Hello all. We are NJHS. My name is Ashrik Suresh. I am the president of NJHS. I manage affairs and plan meetings for NJHS. This is Jeremy Collins. He is the vice president. He helps me manage affairs and meetings. This is Ben Hayes. He is the treasurer. He helps with financial decisions and budgeting for NJHS. This is Wesley Oldfield. He is a secretary, along with Isabel Mead, and Anna Blazik is a historian. All these people are very important. They help us write down key dates and key notes from each meeting. And then Carly Rains is also a historian. However, she could sadly not make it today.
If you go up 2 slides, I think probably because we just introduced. There we go.
Yep. Right now we have a current membership of 56. Is that what it said? Yeah, 56. In our induction on April 2nd, we are gaining around 75 new members. Well, 75 invitations have been sent out, and when the response is, we'll probably be gaining about 75 new members.
That's wonderful. So all the students in front of you are 8th graders who are currently in, and we'll be inviting 7th graders to join.
So this year we also had a walkathon to raise money for Think Big and those affected by pediatric cancer. Students donated to walk outside on the track during their last period of the day. We also had a spirit week where students donated to dress up, and we all helped collect money for that.
So this December we had our annual dodgeball tournament where students successfully raised about $1,500 for the American Heart Association through competitive tournament style dodgeball.
Before Christmas break, we held a Candygram, which is a fundraiser where students can pay $1 to send a candy cane and a message to their friends, and we were able to raise a lot of money.
We have an upcoming event. We're going to donate to a children's hospital in late April to early May. We will be donating items such as food, clothing, and money to them.
One of the last school-wide activities was Veterans Day. That was a collab with the Student Council and Boy and Girl Scouts. We had interviews with them and had breakfast, and at the end of the day, we raised up a new flag. Oh.
We do actually have one more game night in cooperation with Student Council. We held a game night where there were video games for students, board games, and other hands-on games such as Hungry Hungry Hippos with scooters. That's always fun. And food was sold along with that, and it was to raise money.
Well, thank you all so much for being with us this evening. And as 8th graders who are going to be coming to the high school soon, I'm sure Mrs. Crick is excited to think about future leaders here at the high school as well. But thank you so much to our high school National Honor Society members and our middle school National Honor Society members. Congratulations on your hard work to get to this point, and thank you so much for being with us this evening. You all are also welcome to stay for the evening or welcome to leave if you don't want to hear all the things we have to say.
Would you like me to turn off the microphone?
Sure. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thanks again to all of our student presenters. That will take us up to our report section. Adam with CM8VTS. Will they be coming to us in April with the budget proposal? Or?
So I've invited them to April 2nd's Committee of the Whole.
Okay.
They were planning on coming in March, and we're still doing budget work. So at this point, that's the date we have set.
All right, sounds great. Sam, CSIU.
Yeah, we met a couple things. One was, you may have seen in the newspaper, I know several different media outlets ran the story on the Youth Mental Health Summit. So that was an event organized by the CSIU and Geisinger and lots of other vendors. It's the second annual one that they had. They had it at the Miller Center this year. They had a professional speaker come talk about mental health. There also were sessions throughout the day. Some were sort of like self-care. I did like an acceptance and mindfulness one. There was basketball. It really is a cool venue. It's also an opportunity for students from across the region who represent each district to talk about their needs. What is it that they're seeing in their schools related to mental health? What are the gaps? How can we as adults serve them better? It's a really awesome event, very inspiring body of work put together by a lot of folks who really care about that work. CSIU took a large part in that. So that was a really cool event to see that come together. I know, and I believe it's the art gallery that the CSIU does I think Danville students have done this in the past.
Yes,
they
we're
pay it. They
represented.
commission
They do.
pieces. I think it's like $300 a pop. So that's something to just sort of share with the district. That's in May. Danville students also were represented at the Youth Mental Health Summit. I meant
Yeah,
to mention
WNEP actually had a story on.
Uh-huh,
I think
yeah,
one
it
of
was
our
pretty-
students made it on TV.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
You might see me
One
in the
of our
background running
students
around.
One of our students won the T-shirt design competition.
Yes,
so the
that's
shirts
right.
that were worn were designed by Danville
Yes,
High School
and I have
student.
one of those.
Yes.
That was really, really well done. The only other thing, the CSIU has a new website that they launched. I think the idea was it would be more friendly for districts to try to access the supports and services that they offer. I've played with it a little bit. I do think it is an improved version of that. But that went live a couple weeks ago. So there might still be some kinks with that. But like I said, the idea is that what services, supports they have to offer can be more easily accessed by their member districts.
They are having direct links to district sites through that site.
Yep.
And I started my day there this morning. Like every superintendent, we recorded a video that was like, "Hello, I'm Molly Need, Superintendent of Danville," kind of information, so that their site can actively reflect what's happening in the districts.
But that's it.
Okay, EITC. Head Start.
So we had a meeting, and the biggest focus at the meeting was to present. Most of the students are doing pretty well. Their motor skills and things that came up, their literature and their math had made improvements towards this quarter. So they're very proud of that, and they also have He had mentioned also that the budget is in for the year now. Thanks.
PS Trusts.
No, nothing.
Okay, with all the reports, then that'll take us to the superintendent's report. Dr. Need.
Thank you. You will see the enrollment report is attached here, and you can also see it. I, as usual, will present kind of the preceding months as well, so you can see that we do, per usual, remain rather consistent in our numbers across our grade levels. So there's our elementary. That takes us through middle school, high school, and VOTEC, and then on to our non-pubs and cybers and those kind of numbers as well. Then we can advance to administrator board reports, and we'll start with the high school, and we are fortunate to have high school representatives with us as well this evening too. I'll let them introduce themselves, but thank you, gentlemen. Sorry we didn't get you recognized earlier today, but happy to have you here with us.
All right, good evening, everybody. I'd like to share 2 academic initiatives. The first is we've had 2 parent nights over the last couple of weeks talking about DHS programming and course selection for the next few weeks here. Course scheduling ends on Friday, March 21st. You've heard that many times, and then the master schedule building will begin directly after that. Also, this past Monday, we had our 8th graders come up and visit us up at the high school, so we had a great day. The 8th graders got to meet high school faculty and staff. They toured the building with our student ambassadors. They learned about DHS clubs and activities, and they got to have a lunch as well up at the high school. So again, it was a really good day. Great to meet the 8th grade crew. They just did an amazing job throughout that time period. But I just want to thank Mr. Vaharlak, Dr. Snover, Ms. Rickert, and our student ambassadors for helping make this event so successful.
All right, I'm David Nemoyanu. I'm the vice president of the freshman class, and here's some things that are upcoming and ongoing at the high school. So the freshman officers are focusing on ensuring that the freshman students pay their class dues. The current freshman and sophomore classes are going to be holding their elections for their coming next year representatives in the spring. The junior class is planning the prom and the logistics of that, and the senior class is planning their end-of-year activities. And just for a bit of a statement, this is my first year running and being in like student government. I love it. Just the logistics, like the planning. I like the kind of administrative aspect. It's a lot of fun. It really is. It's great. All right.
Thank you. My name is David Summer. I'm the freshman class treasurer. And the most recent event we had just a couple weeks ago was the academic pep rally. And I thought it was really great because we had the band playing when everybody walked in. We had big foam hands to give kids high fives on their entrance. And we had a mattress game, like a relay with competing teams from each class. We had a scooter relay. And we ended with a basketball shootout. That was just awesome because it was
Students beat
teachers
the faculty,
beat
yeah.
students, and we had an amazing half-court shot at the end. And there were also several acknowledgments that were very great. And as it being my first year as a treasurer, it's been very great to get to know everything that goes on in the school. And it's just been really fun to get these opportunities to help out with what's going on in my own school. And I truly do love the finance of it, even though we have a bit more work to do with the class dues. But I'm looking forward to running in the spring.
Thank you both so much for being with us and for serving your class.
Thank you, gentlemen. Just to follow up from what David said about the academic pep rally, I just wanted to say a special thank you to Mrs. Riedler, Mrs. Blansfield, Mr. Angstadt, and Mr. Frank, who put that event on with our students. We were able to also highlight the spring musical. They did a short preview skit, dance, like musical piece. So I hope that you guys take a chance to come out this week and see the musical.
All right, to the middle school. Couple things going on right now. We just finished up about 2 weeks ago our second round of CDT testing. We'll have a more formal data presentation on that coming up, but you know, we are still getting a few students wrapped up with that testing, but we have the majority of the data in, and our teachers, our ELA and math departments have been very busily pouring through that to make instructional changes and interventions as we get very quickly approaching PSSA time coming up here. The other thing I would like to highlight is at the bottom of the board report, and this has to do with our library. Ms. Samados, who was just here for our drama presentation, she's our drama advisor, is also the district librarian. She does oversee the libraries of all the schools in the district. She spends the majority of her time at the middle school. And one thing that we've, you know, with her support really pushed hard is, you know, getting books actually in the hands of students. And as the data at the bottom of my report shows, our checkouts, our increase in students checking out books and reading books from the library has increased substantially. When you look at January, we were 100% higher in the month of January than we were just a year ago. And then in February, where we were really pushing it with our ELA departments especially, we were over 340% higher in our checkouts. So, you know, the books are getting in the hands of the students. They're, you know, really pushing hard the literature and reading aspect of ELA, and We want every student to have a book in their hands. The other thing I would like to mention is the use of our online databases. That does, that's certainly a cost to the district to have these databases, but the use of them at the middle school is increasing substantially. As you can see there, from 2017 up to this year, we've increased our online database usage by slightly under 2,000%. And just in the last year, 2023 to this school year, our online database use has increased 364%. So kudos to Ms. Samados for really pushing the research aspect and, of course, the literature aspect of the library. It is a very busy hub in our school, and we have students in there using this stuff every day. And, we certainly believe that that is very good for them in a lot of different ways. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Liberty Valley also just recently finished our classroom diagnostic tools, or CDT assessments, the same as the middle school. This is a little bit different test than the test that we had presented a few weeks ago. The CDTs are a criterion reference test, which basically means that instead of the maps is taking our students and comparing them across the same grade level nationally. This test is saying basically comparing how a student does the first time they take it versus the second and third time. So instead of our students getting compared nationally, they're getting compared to themselves. So it's a pretty cool test to actually sit down and look at the data. All of the teachers at Liberty Valley have been provided with our results this time around, math and ELA. And I'm sure we'll have an opportunity, as building administrators, to kind of go through all of these scores with you. But for now, I just wanted to just note that all of our grade levels and all of our content did show an increase from the first to the second test, which is very exciting. We still have a lot of work to do. We recognize that our students aren't exactly where we want them to be, but it is encouraging that we're seeing growth from the first and second test. We're seeing a lot of growth, so that's good. We want to, keep going. Today we met as a building to review these scores, to look at our strengths, our needs, and talk about where we're going to go next with these scores. Our parents will receive these graphs in the mail, or actually on Tuesday folders next Tuesday, so look forward to those. But again, there's numerous ways for us to compile this data, and I look forward to going over more of it. Really quick, we had a very successful science fair at the beginning of March at Liberty Valley. A shout out to Mrs. Anne-Marie Yost, who is our science lead, and HSA parent Angela Sindrick, along with several members from the Danville High School National Honor Society that came to help out to judge. We had 85 entries, which was the biggest science fair that we've had to date. It was amazing. We had a lot of really unique science projects. It was just a really cool event. So again, thank you to HSA at Liberty Valley for putting that together, the high school for helping out. And one last thing, we have a new tradition now at Liberty Valley. For those of you that are fourth grade parents, you might have had the opportunity to view our first annual vocabulary fair in fourth grade this year. So what we did was we took a group of academic vocabulary words that all fourth graders learn. Every student was given a vocabulary word, and they had a couple weeks to come up with costumes and different things to show what their word meant. We had really cool costumes. We had a little girl who her word was resilient, and she wore a cape. And we had, Rosie the Riveter there, and just kids dressing up in the coolest and most unique costumes. It was just another way for us to solidify academic vocabulary and make sure our students not only understood their word, but could teach it too. And they paraded around the building, outside, parents came. It was awesome. So we're hoping that we can continue this tradition now at Liberty Valley.
March must be science fair month because at the primary school at the end of the month we're also having a science fair. The science fair K-2 is pretty exciting to see the projects that they bring in. We have about 90 students who will be participating in the event, and I would like to give a shout out. I think you said you have National Honor Society that comes to yours. We have the Key Club from the high school who seems to always swoop in whenever we need volunteers. So I would like to thank the high school and the Key Club members for volunteering. They'll be coming over to judge our event, which will be very exciting. I would like to thank
two local businesses who have participated in our reading incentive program. So for the month of February, I'd like to thank Structured Manufacturing Works, who's a local LLC in Danville. They made all of our students a little goodie bag for when they met their reading incentive goals, so that was very generous and thoughtful of them. And then this month, I'm about to give away the March mystery, but it's worth telling you. The rec center is offering each of our students a free day pass to go over to the rec center and just kind of have like an active family day together, which is pretty, like, we're extremely thankful for that. That's just strengthening that school, community, and home relationship, of course. But that's just is a really nice way for families to get together, go swim, go to the courts, go to the playground, and just have a nice family day. So we're really appreciative of that. Lastly, I would just like to take a second to discuss the academic supports that we currently have in place at the primary school and what we are trying to get together in the works as we move into next year. So first and foremost, I'd like to say that our classroom teachers do an exceptional job of providing our kids with small group instruction, which is meeting with them in a small group to give them tailored instruction to their needs. That's us being analytical with data, that's having conversations at tables, so kids are getting exactly what they need. Teachers do a phenomenal job with that, and for lack of better words, you can only small group so much sometimes. And as Nicole and I got together to really look at our MTSS model at the primary school, what we noticed is there were just pockets. Like, we were just hitting areas where there just needed to be another layer of support built in for kids. So one of the supports that we do have and we have had for years is the Title I reading program, which is an amazing program that we have here with our reading specialists who work extremely hard. We do a great job of getting kids literacy support that they need. And that's a daily 30-minute intervention that we're able to provide. In addition to that, one thing that I know that I wanted to focus on, and now that I'm hearing from teachers from like the upper level, one of the other needs and focuses was getting writing support established for kids. K-2 writing is a very complex thing. It's a hard thing for all of our kids. They don't always necessarily like it because it takes so much cognitive power and motor energy to do. So one thing that I had asked our teachers to do when we came back from winter break, our first grade teachers and our second grade teachers are piloting this. I asked them to give it a try, and then when we get back together and we talk about things and we go into next year, we want to perfect that so it works for us. And what we're doing at the first grade level is our teachers work in partners. So there's an ELA and a math teacher. What I've asked them to do and what we've had discussions about was regrouping our kids so that there's a high, mid-high writing group that goes with one of the teachers where they can focus on some of those higher writing skills, like vivid word choice, conjunctions, getting dialogue in writing, just some of those things that you can push kids past. Like, we can focus on some more skills. The other teacher takes the lower half of the writers, and a reading specialist will push in where they can co-teach and essentially take that group and break it down into two smaller groups. Which is really truly just putting people in the right places at the right time so we can intervene right away. And we're providing kids with corrective feedback the second there's an error. And that we can encourage and work on oral language skills and be using effective questioning to push their writing and build solid sentence structure. From there, we scaffold back in second grade because, of course, we're trying to build an independent writer. So when they get to Liberty Valley and they're in third grade, they can do what they need to do on PSSAs. So in second grade, we have two teams. One of those teams, we got together, we looked at writing samples, and we recruited kids to work with a reading specialist of about like 10 kids. And we do that oppositely for the other team. I will say, like, we've been doing it now just for about 8 weeks, but the quality of work with the kids who are participating in the groups has improved tremendously. We've seen them, we've talked about it, but also in return, teachers are very appreciative of the additional support that they're able to get. And really what we're doing is just putting people in the right places at the right time to do what's best for our kids. So I just wanted to share that with you. And as we move into next year, another major focus, another pocket is just math intervention. So we're just getting creative with the resources we have available to pair kids with services that they need. Thanks.
All right, so in the world of special education, we just want to focusing a lot at the high school this past week. Danielle Kiefer had put on a transition clinic for students and their families to come and see opportunities that are available in the community. not only now, but when they graduate as well. So a huge shout out to Danielle for setting and coordinating that up, and having dozens of vendors there as well as families to participate in the event. Mertz Food supported the event by sponsoring the food and putting on a beautiful display. So just a huge thank out to everybody that was involved, and also all the students that came, talked about it so positively, went and grabbed some friends and came back as well. So that was a neat experience, just seeing everybody kind of bringing a friend to the event and being like, oh my goodness, there's a world outside our brick wall. So that was really nice. So thank you for doing that. Also, if you've not heard, Madeline Cross was the winner of the 2025 Slosh Transition Award. It is a Union Snyder Northumberland County transition opportunity. So what happens is it was in honor of a former professor at the university in the exceptionality department. This award is to recognize students who have overcome barriers to excel in meeting their post-secondary goals, employment, training, further education, as well as independent living. There are dozens of nominees. We had several from the Danville Area School District, and Madeline Cross did win their award. So we did send representatives from the school to make sure that she was supported, and we are just so thankful and honored that Maddie won. So congratulations to everybody that was nominated.
Continuing in the world of special education and interventions, officially the testing window for our state alternative assessment opened on Monday. So we will start that in the third middle school and Liberty Valley, and we have a couple kids at the high school. We've already started that. Additionally, we're going to be finalizing the special education plan, which will be presented to the board next month. Please look for it to go onto the website here very shortly. It's going to be a small document worth reading and perusing. Next month, April, is Autism Awareness Month, and also we'd like to celebrate all awareness for all disabilities throughout the month of April. So we will be doing that next month. And it was nice to see the National Honor Society here tonight, because I know that they send several members to go swimming with our students on Fridays when they go to DAC. So we are appreciative of them. And also here at the end of March at the middle school, there's going to be an open voting time for the 2025 Central Susquehanna Student Video Contest for what's so cool about manufacturing. And you can vote March 25th to the 27th. Students in our gifted program participated in that in the region. And that's it.
In the mental health department, the only change in services that we had this month really is we had a slight uptick in emergency or crisis sessions this past month. For professional development, Dr. Kettlewell and I presented at the last Professional Development Day to all faculty on the MTSS process, referral process for mental health services, and anxiety in children and youth. And we continue with case management bi-weekly during our team meetings. As Dr. Faulkner mentioned, we did send a small group to the Youth Mental Health Summit. We got great feedback from them. They had a great time. Like you said, we had a student that was interviewed on WNEP. We had a student that won the t-shirt contest. So we're obviously going to be sending students next year as well. And then lastly, upcoming, Dr. Kettlewell and I will be doing a presentation with the superintendents at their IU meeting just on the mental health department, the great things we're doing here at Danville, and the direction that we're headed.
Thank you. To just further elaborate, we have gotten questions from other districts about how we're providing mental health supports, and other districts looking to model after what we're doing. So we should pat ourselves on the back. So kudos to Danville, and thank you to Dr. Kettlewell and Mr. Kissinger for being willing to come. They're having a meeting with all the local superintendents and special ed directors in April to just explain the work that went into our mental health task force and the steps that we've taken. Thank you so much, administrators, for reports this evening. That takes us
Number 4.
public comment.
Jeff didn't have anything?
I think Jeff spoke enough last week. I don't know. Last one. I'm just teasing you, Jeff.
I also
Sorry.
think Jeff spoke enough last week.
Well, I just didn't want him to feel left out. If you had something to say, I didn't want you to feel left
Sorry.
out. Well, then that'll move us to number 4, public comment. If anybody has anything to say, now's your time. For agenda items only, max of 3 minutes. I'm getting a lot of heads going left to right, so we'll move on to nothing in number 5. So we'll go to number 6, school property and supplies. 6.1, tennis courts. Board will take action to accept the bid from Keystone Sports Construction in the amount of $198,789.54 to resurface the tennis courts as presented and to authorize the execution of all documents to effectuate the same pending solicitor review. Lance, is that just resurface or is that milling and resurfacing?
That's for project 1, which is the milling and resurfacing.
Okay.
So that's the one that's a valid bid from Keystone Sports Construction. They're really excited to work with us and had some good conversations with them over the past week.
Were you able to confirm, is that a 3-year warranty then?
That's part of the bid specification. So
Okay.
yeah, it's part of the contract. Yep.
So I will need a motion.
A motion.
Second.
Dr. Green.
Yep.
Mr. Gregg.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard.
Yes.
Mr. Umbriak.
Yes.
Dr. Faulkner.
Yes.
Mr. Garman.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. Take us to number 7, athletics and activities. Board will take action to approve athletics and activities, items 7.2, 7.3. Please take a minute to look at them.
I would just like to note that our solicitor has requested that on item 7.3, if the board feels comfortable with this, that we would just add the statement pending solicitor review, like we did on the other. We usually do put that for contracts, and it was just missing on that one.
Okay, so just to make it official, I'll read 7.3 then, so we have it in the minutes. The board will take action to approve the athletic trainer services agreement between Danville Area School District and Geisinger Clinic, Geisinger, as presented, pending solicitor review.
Perfect, thank you.
May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Gregg.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard.
Yes.
Mr. Umbriak.
Yes.
Dr. Faulkner.
Yes.
Mr. Garman.
Yes.
Dr. Green.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. Nothing for academic affairs, nothing for school community relations. That will take us to 10, 10.1, and 10.2 are reports for finance. 10.3 is cash receipts, which is another report. So 10.4, bills for payment. The board will take action to approve the bills for payment from February 6, 2025 through March 7th, 2025 as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard.
Abstain.
Mr. Umbriak.
Yes.
Dr. Faulkner.
Yes.
Mr. Garman.
Yes.
Dr. Green.
Yes.
Mr. Gregg.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Abstain. 10.5, finance consent items. The board will take action to approve finance items 10.6 through 10.14. Board members have the option to remove any item or items from the finance consent items for discussion and or to be voted on individually. Please take time to review them now. If you'd like to have any of them removed, please speak now or forever hold your peace. When you are satisfied with what you are looking at, may I please have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Reichard.
Yes.
Mr. Umbriak.
Yeah.
Dr. Faulkner.
Yes.
Mr. Garman.
Yes.
Dr. Green.
Yes.
Mr. Gregg.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. Moves us to number 11, personnel. Board will take action to approve personnel items 11.2 through 11.22. Board members have the option to remove any item or items from the personnel consent items for discussion and/or to be voted on individually. Once again, please review all the items in front of you. If you'd like to have any removed, please speak now or forever hold your peace.
11, 12.
Okay? We will remove 11, 12 to be voted on individually. Is that the only item that we would like to have removed at this time?
I just want to make a comment on 11.5.
Okay.
He's done a great job as far as I can tell, and I just want to acknowledge that. And I just want to wish him the best as he goes on to other opportunities. I don't think we need to actually remove it, but I just want to state that because the IT department, despite the fact that we were giving you crap about how long you took last time, has done a great job since I've been here. So.
Yeah, and I know I wasn't going to talk, but I got to say something at this moment.
Sandy's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real sad time. Nick, he came back in 2020. He's very bright. He's one of the best data engineers that I've worked with. We've done a lot of great things together. So it is really sad to see him go. At the same time, I'm very proud and happy for him and his growth and, his next step in his professional career and for his family. So I just wanted to put it out there. I wanted to thank Nick. If you're listening, Nick, thanks. And that's it.
I mean, I think it's always worth acknowledging good people who've done things for the district. So.
Okay, so to go back
11,
through, the
12.
board will take action to approve personnel items 11.2 through 11.22, with the exception of 11.12 to be voted on separately. May I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
I'm sorry, who's second? Mr. Umbriak,
Yes.
Dr. Faulkner,
Yes.
Mr. Garmin,
Yes.
Dr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Gregg,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. 11.12. On the other page. Board will take action to approve the employment of Heaven Reinert as Director of Curriculum, Instruction, and Technology at a prorated yearly salary of $108,000 with Act 93 benefits with a starting date to be determined.
So before we motion, I just want to acknowledge that I actually sat in on all the interviews, and I wanted to express that we had a great applicant pool, and we had some excellent people interview for the job, and that there were a lot of people who probably could have done this position. And I wanted, if any of them are listening, to express the appreciation for interviewing and that they put themselves out there. I know it was a hard decision for the group as a whole, who the final choices were. And I also just want to acknowledge that Heaven has done a great job at Liberty Valley. It's been impressive in the short time that you've been there, the things that you've done with that school. And I'm really hoping to see you lead the district academically so those same growth occurs at every single school, not just Liberty Valley. So the whole system gets to benefit from your enthusiasm and your energy that you bring to all things academic. And I know Liberty Valley will miss you. And whoever ends up at Liberty Valley will have big shoes to fill. So.
So, motion?
Motion. Second.
Don't everybody speak at once.
Ready, set, go.
Dr. Faulkner,
Yes.
Mr. Garmin,
Yes.
Dr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Gregg,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard,
Yes.
Mr. Umbriak,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. That will take us to item 12, policy and insurance.
Congrats. Or I'm sorry, I'm not sure which one to say to you.
That'll take us to number 12, policy and insurance. 12.1, policy number 8, district organizational chart, second reading. The board will take action to approve the second reading of policy number 8, district organizational chart as presented.
Motion. Second.
Mr. Garmin,
Yes.
Dr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Gregg,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard,
Yes.
Mr. Umbriak,
Yes.
Mr. Dr. Faulkner,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. Item 13, transportation, 13.1, parent transportation agreement. The board will take action to approve a parent transportation agreement to transport a student to New Story for the 2024-2025 school year. May I have a motion?
Second.
Dr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Gregg,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard,
Yes.
Mr. Umbriak,
Yes.
Dr. Faulkner,
Yes.
Mr. Garmin,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. Item 14, board concerns and items for next meeting agenda.
We are going to talk about the cell phones because I wasn't here for the committee of the whole. Next,
Yes,
I know the
that's
press is salivating to hear what we have to say, or maybe even what I have to say about cell phones in schools or not in schools. So,
I have that on the agenda for April 2nd.
perfect. I'll come prepared.
I think one of the conversations we should start to talk about too is I know we talk a lot about mental health, but I know we've had some things that have happened recently, some of our sporting events that raises a concern for physical well-being of our students.
Of course.
And we need to maybe revisit some of our relationships with local law enforcement.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I think we need to open discussions about that. And
I agree.
As several people on the board have pointed out, I think it is worthwhile making sure that we have the resources from local law enforcement that we need in order to maintain the safety of our students.
I mean, I would like to say that the Montour County Sheriff's Department, Will McKenna and his deputies have done a tremendous job voluntarily, just stopping in our buildings, getting to those staff, touring the buildings. I think Heaven and Gianna can vouch for this, that the students love them. I mean, I think Will's been in the school reading the kids. Yeah, and I know I've seen one of his deputies, Shane, out on the porch at Valley, and he tours the school before he leaves. And I'm pretty sure they've been in Dr. Gump, Dr. Snover. I think they've probably been in all the buildings, stopped in. And I mean, like I said, I know Dr. Need and I have been down to the county office. We're going back down again next week to try to work on getting that relationship tighter with them. But Will's just done a tremendous job just on his own at this point. But I think we have some other arms that we could reach out and shake hands with that we should really reach out to and start talking with, because, I mean, our student safety should be our top concern. As far as, I mean, giving them education is a top concern, but also making sure they're safe while getting it should be a strong concern also.
There are some teachers that love kids and teach because they love kids, and there are some people who do law enforcement because they love actually taking care of people. And we need to make sure we have relationships with the people that are really interested and really love what they do and will take care of us. And it's good that we have people on the board who have roots in the community and have connections with possible entities that can help us.
Anybody else have anything they'd like to mention? Okay. So again, we'll go to the public section. If anybody has any comments at this time?
Favorite part of the meeting.
Everybody's favorite part of the meeting, adjournment. Tyler's already making motions to adjourn. So
Second.
I guess we'll see you all April 2nd for our committee of the whole. Have a good night.